How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Dragon Ball DAIMA episode review. It's episode 6 entitled Lightning. And before I go any further, Z Fighters, I need you guys to hit the like button. It puts the video out there. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't, so you can be notified of more reviews like this. And if you want to help me even further, Z Fighters, go to my Patreon link. It is in the description below. This time on Dragon Ball DAIMA review, we're going to talk about some really cool stuff. Some really cool stuff. One thing I did not mention on my last review that you saw yesterday. I know you saw it yesterday. And if you didn't, watch them at the same time. No, I'm kidding. You can't watch two things at the same time. Although I would appreciate if you put both videos up while you're watching it. You know, we gotta get them views up. Pause this. Go back. Come back. You back? How you doing? Thing I didn't mention was that it's gonna take 4 days with breaks to get to the Dragon Ball. And that's not in those notes. It's in my phone notes. The third demon. I did mention that third demon world being the largest. Largest, the poorest, the most savage, which, again, art imitating life. And, what was it? It was, Pansy was telling Goku, not to, complain about it. Because, yeah. Saiyans, for some reason, cannot sit still. And they have short attention spans, it seems. We get a lot. Pardon me, just getting better. A lot of lore in here. Like, oh my goodness. So they had to land and they had to get rid of a lot of the extra stuff. They got rid of the camping stuff, funny enough, like camping gear, toiletries, toilet paper and stuff like that. They had to get rid of some other stuff. Ponzi did kind of overload them, but the king also did overload them. So they had to land, make an emergency landing. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it does confirm something from episode. This is 6, 5, 4. Episode 3 or 2. I think it was 3 when Glorio comes. You can overload these things. So they are like planes. There is a weight max. There is a limit. So makes sense. I like that. They are keeping the lore of the Kais before. I don't know if Toriyama gave them the name Glens, because as we know, the Glens back in episode 4, doing our reviews of the different type of people of the demon world. The Glens are from the second demon world, along with the Namekians. They come from there as well. And so, more on that in a minute. And so, the Glens, or Kais as we called them before, we were told they come from trees. And there's several kinds of trees. There's the trees that get the supreme Kais, and sometimes depending on the kind of tree, it's your upper echelons and the top echelons you are. And then I think gods of destruction are like, I don't know if they're made or if you can become one, obviously, because we see Fat Hands Topo be the next candidate for one. So there's different type of levels and deliciousness of the fruits. I don't know who judges this, but these god trees. And they kept this lore. This came from Super, and they kept it in DAIMA. But what's this? This is Shin answering the questions of Ponzi, and he's like, yeah, come from trees. Every few centuries, every 100 years or so, they're born. We see like these onion-shaped trees. We see like a little baby supreme Kai just hanging there from a weird tree umbilical cord. Little cutie pie baby, and he gets all wrapped up and whatnot. And Degesso, one working with Goma, that is his brother. He was born when Shin was 216. Arisu. She's actually their older sister. I thought that's what, I don't remember if I said that in the first review. I thought that's what I heard, but there's their older sister. Now, what determines if they are related? Because Goku is like, so all y'all brothers, like, Old Kai and Kibito, there's 5 different trees. But if you come from the same tree, you are Das sibling. We learn, since all the Glen left, why is Dagetsu here? We learned that Dagetsu has a lot of ambitions and he doesn't get along with other Glens. And Anrin Su, gotta practice that name, Anrin Su, she's always been a mad scientist, and she's a very ambitious, and she wants to stay in the excitement of the demon world. We get that. We do get that from the one time we met her. We get a lot of that coming from her personality. Indeed, she seems to be a fun character, and I think she's probably the real big bad. Cause yeah, more on that 11. But wait. She's ambitious. So, actually, more on that right now. She's actually the one who hired Glorio. Now, the others don't know this because he talks on this weird watch communicator thing when they're all asleep. Well, Shin wasn't asleep because he pulls the old open my eye up so you all know that I'm paying attention to this guy. He didn't hear it, but Anrinsu, Miss Natoa, hired him, which is interesting because Anrisu had gone to Earth already before Goma. She's the one that put it in his mind to deal with these people. She could be the actual big bad. She is the one who told Glorio to go to Kadan. So, but Glorio is actually from the third demon realm, because even Ponzi's like, you look like you come from there. Yeah, but I was hired to do work in the first, so I live in the first. And we find that out when they were getting accosted by the soldiers that are looking for Goku. They miss Goku because Goku goes behind the tree to take a poop. We get the funny gag of Ponzi throwing the toilet paper at him and it banging him in the head. And it's funny that this guy who could potentially destroy worlds and defeat the strongest of all villains gets hurt with paper towels. Well, Krillin did throw a rock at him that one time, and he was like, "Oh my god, that hurts." So, I guess if it's non-threatening, it can actually hurt Goku. Boop. More information about the Glens is because we're asking questions about brothers and sisters and all that, and Shin goes, technically they don't have genders. They're not exactly men or women, which is an interesting thing because Japan is typically a gender binary kind of place. But this is kind of interesting. This is expanding the lore, and it makes sense that this is kind of treat people. I mean, technically, all of the Namekians are technically he's, but they can throw up egg babies. Goku also points out, hey, so that's why I don't see you eating food, and I see you sometimes drinking only liquids, which explains why he only got a drink, which goes back to a point that I don't know if I wrote it in here, but I put it in my phone notes. If Namekians come from the second demon world as well, and they also escaped along with the Kais, and Goku called Shin Supreme Kais. Kais are kind of like gods. He's like, I'm kind of sort of like that. And we recognize that Piccolo was also a god, because Kami was a god. They fused god. Are Namekians like a subspecies of Glens? Are they like cousins of the Glens? You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes Piccolo don't eat. Like, sometimes he just eats because he wants to. I just want to eat. He doesn't have to eat. Sometimes he can just meditate or just drink water, but he chooses. Which is funny because, Namekians also do a lot of agriculture. I guess they enjoy eating too. It makes sense. But maybe the Namekians and Glens are much closer. I mean, the pointy ears, the Demon Kings, and also are Glens counted as Majins? Because third Demon World, Majins. So was Babidi a Majin, or was Babidi just some weird guy from was he on the first part? How did he even get Deborah? Answers that we actually really do need. You don't even have to make a whole episode about it. I just kind of need some of these answers. And they're doing a good job with lore dumps. Like, it's pretty natural because you have a younger character. I'm assuming if Shin is over 300 years old at least. So you have this older character, and Ponzi's 82. She's technically young, right? Young to the people who can be thousands of years old. Asking these questions, because Goku really wouldn't ask these questions. He's like, it doesn't matter, right? But learning this stuff is pretty fun and it feels natural. Doesn't feel like it breaks the flow of the episode at all. We also find out that Ponzi has one of those collars on, so it is very obvious that the first world has subjugated those of the third world. I don't even know if there's anybody left in the second world. That's actually a really good question. And maybe when they go to the second world to get that Dragon Ball, we can find out the answers to those questions as well. But yeah, third world again, the largest. 4 days to get there. It's going to be interesting. Shin does call BS. I said in the review that you saw yesterday, and that if you didn't, you paused, you went and saw it. This is the second time I'm telling you, so I'm going to give you a second. Okay, welcome back. You're back where you paused it. Remember when I said stuff about, Shin calling BS on Glorio, kind of calling BS on Glorio being this virtuous Majin. Again, are Glenn's Majins? Because that means you're virtuous, right? Things we should know. But of course, that was directly before he goes to, make that phone call to update his boss, Arinsu. Got it right. They're sleeping in the cave. There's two suns on the third demon world, because even when it's nighttime, there's still some sunlight. Goku points that out to us. Okay, that's cool. Two suns, kind of like, doesn't Namek have two moons? No, does Namek have two moons and three suns? I feel like Namek has three suns because it was never dark there. Like, ever. It was only dark when you summoned Purunga. Things I need to look into. I need to remember to look into that. So, when they're all asleep, or some people have gone to sleep, a giant Minotaur comes. And it's going to mess with them. Who is the voice actor for the Minotaur? There's some of you out there whose diligence rivals my own. I know you all can find this guy, and I feel like I've heard him from One Piece, because I'm gonna do another impression for y'all. When Goku says, "Oh, you're a cow. Why are you guys upset about a giant cow?" When he gets woken up, and he says, "Ushi Janai," which is, I'm not a cow, but I feel like I've heard this voice going Mugiwara. So someone help me out. Ushi Janai. I cannot figure out who that voice actor is for the Minotaur. But this instance is what's going to give us the title of the episode. The Minotaur does not do lightning. Who can know? He's not even important. You have Glorio saying, "I'll take care of it," and Goku going, "Nah, man, don't overwork yourself." He's like, I know you were probably amazing when you were like big, but you're a kid now. You really looking down on me? You saying that you're stronger than me? And he's like, hold on. I don't want to misquote the wordsmith himself, known as Son Goku of Earth. Go all the way down here. Boopity boop. Go all the way down here. Nope. No. That's the fun part we're getting to. Minotaur. That's funny. I guess the Minotaur stinks too, because Shin has to smell Goku, and it's like, no, it's not Goku. It's further in there. But cool name. Blah 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 blah. Meet him outside. Tells him, "Don't be arrogant. You think you're much stronger." And Goku's like, "Well, not to brag or anything." It's like, oh, I told you in last review, I like this Goku. This Goku is one. He's just fun and goofy. He's fun and goofy, right? Not like super. He's fun and goofy. So he's also got a tiny bit of arrogance, but is it arrogance or confidence? Because he's just like, I'm gonna fight you with one hand. That'll be fair. Which he fights him with one hand. I don't want to forget the joke when we're doing the cow jokes to Ushi Janai. He says, "You're a cow." He's like, "How many cows do you know are this big with hands and stand on 2 feet?" No, he's just a different kind of cow. That was funny. So he wants to eat them. So they're going to fight to figure out who's going to fight him. And this was really good. We get more of Goku backflips. We don't get a lot of that because usually they fly, right? Which What's her name? Ponzi also points out, you guys fly and you're not from here. That's pretty cool. And so Goku's doing the backflips, and Glorio, he's busting out the Palpatines, the unlimited power. He's doing purple lightning. So I guess Mace Windu. So he's doing the Papa Windu hands. And Shin tells Goku, hey, fight him a little bit more seriously. I want to see how strong he is. Shin, I tell you one thing. He don't fight at all. But he is probably the strategist of that team. Especially when King Kadan says, so these are the people who beat Boo. And Shin's like, oh, Goku's stronger than me. I'm just, I'm here for moral support, basically. And he's like, yeah, I need to see if this dude's anywhere close to being as strong as you so I can keep an eye and understand what I'm dealing with. And when Goku was like, all right, cool, takes out the power pole, smacks him in the gut. It's getting good. Dude starts powering up for like a Giga Beam. I thought it was like a giant ball attack, but he's getting ready for a Giga Beam in the hand. And the art is great. And Goku fully goes Super Saiyan this time. And it's done so well. It's probably one of the top 5 times when a person's transformed. I say this because let me think about him going Super Saiyan in the Broly movie. That was done really cool too, right? Because the rocks are crumbling underneath him, and you get the hat, and I like that he's looking. And you see the transition from black eye to green eye when the rock goes. I like it. Done so well. It's like once he's done powering up, everything falls. And it serves as a great reminder of how strong Super Saiyan really is. Cause over the times, Super and GT sound like Super Saiyan. That's just a thing. I will give Super credit that when Super Future Trunks, when Super Saiyan 2, it was able to arrive. It's like, okay, it can rival Goku's SS3, showing that a person's level of power can meet another person's power, level of power standard. And that's one of the things I liked about old Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, especially this was part of the lore where, okay, let's say Gohan is Super Saiyan 2. Well, Gohan Super Saiyan 2 could potentially beat Goku Super Saiyan 3 if he kept working at it and kept training, and you train from the base on up, right? I enjoyed that. Here, it is putting more respect on Super Saiyan as a form as a whole. Because Goku does some really cool stuff here where he doesn't even try to deflect the attack. Dude does his big old Giga Beam, and he just nullifies it, gets behind him, has the handles back going, I win. You can't do anything but quit when you couldn't even pay attention to where the guy was coming from. And everybody was in awe, except for Shin, of course, but everybody was in awe when Goku went Super Saiyan. Shin was just kind of like trying to hold on because it's a battle. And all the while, the Minotaur's like, for one, am I being ignored? 2, he's trying to sneak out on some Hercule shit. And they're doing their little chats like, so what's that? Super Saiyan. So that's not magic, it's ki. And I'm going to talk to you about the difference between magic and ki in a second. But you got any other special skills, special techniques? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And Minotaur's like, oh, yeah, you know what? I remember I ate a big old monster the night before. I ain't hungry. Stomach growls. And he just runs back into the cave. He don't want none of that smoke. Now, apparently there's a distinction between ki and magic. And Shin brings it up because Pansy goes, so is that magic? And Supreme Kai goes, no, it's ki. It's a bit different. And that's interesting because does that mean like Goku can learn the magic technique? I mean, think about the Kamehameha. It technically is a spell, right? Glorio just kind of did a Kamehameha, all bet, holding one hand and trying to shoot it out, right? He basically did that. Goku just like puts his hand here, says an incantation, Kamehameha, I don't know. Seemed like a spell to me, dog. I don't. But apparently there's a difference. Goku seeing every opportunity as training is interesting too, because I said last episode review, I think he's going to drill it into what is her name, Ponzi, to train, especially when Vegeta shows up, because when we see Vegeta and Piccolo, Kibito, and Bulma's supposed to be done with the plane thing, but the plane, while it is cramped and looks like a giant egg beater, it falls down to the ground. Alarm blares off, doesn't work. But before that, we get Vegeta pulling the what's his name, the old Roronoa Zoro, or Zolo, if you want to say that, but Roronoa Zoro, just doing squats, which is interesting because the voice actor Chris Sabat for Vegeta and the Funimation dub of One Piece, he does the voice for Roronoa Zoro, which subs over dubs, but I knew that. So obviously they're gonna get caught up by Hebri. Don't need to worry about that. Interesting part to leave off on. What is the? I can't remember what the name of the next episode is. Next episode is Collar, which brings me to this. Goku need to pull out and do a Luffy, because if that third world being subjugated with collars and magic collars that can hurt you and pull you back and find out who you are, it's pretty messed up. Goku don't play that. I don't think any of the Z fighters are gonna play that stuff. So gotta go beat up Goma for the greater good. The greater good. This episode, no debating in my mind. That's 5 out of 5 for me, because that fight was good. Purple Lightning was pretty damn cool. And Ponzi says she's never seen an ability like that. So we still need to figure out who Glorio actually is. He's just a dude that has no family, no friends, and Arisu just like, hey, you can come with me. I'm gonna do some experiments on you. I'm gonna give you some more power. You can eat and all that. You ain't gotta suffer no more. Just listen to me and do my thing. Do the things I ask you to do, and you're good. This is me calling my shot now. So 5 out of 5 from me. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you enjoying this? Am I overinflating this? I mean, I haven't done a top 10 favorite anime in a long time, but before, Dragon Ball was my number 4, 5, or 6. Because for a long time it was number 5. And then My Hero came out and it was kind of like 6. But it might be 4. No, it's 5 or 6. I'm slightly, I guess hard to call me slightly biased, because this is actually good. This is different. And I feel as if Dragon Ball was more like this, more of like adventure with fighting, comedy with fighting, and building a world, it could keep standing the test of time. You got to be careful about it. Dragon Ball Z, grandfather of all shonen, period. Grandfather of all transformations. Many things stem from it. But this does feel fresh. I sure hope we don't have to keep relying on the same formulas, like going back and going, all right, well, we got to do an adventure thing again, find a reason for an adventure. And literally, I said it in the first 2 episode reviews. The plot's kind of paper thin. It's like, yeah, dude comes up, he's scared of y'all because he knows about y'all, wish for you to be tiny, gonna steal your way of being untiny. Now you got to go get your buddy back. This proves that you need a little bit more story in Dragon Ball, or at least a little bit more world building that makes sense. But yeah, tons of lore. I'm all for it. 5 out of 5. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you be notified of more stuff like this. Hit that like button. You know what? Share the video. Show others what a great time you're having. If you want to support me even further, my Patreon link is in the description below. Thank you for taking some time out to listen to me talk about DAIMA. Don't worry, haven't forgotten about Bleach if you're usually here for Bleach. And I got to catch back up with Rurouni Kenshin. I'm not dropping that. We're not dropping that at all. So please, be good, be blessed, drink some water, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk, and make sure you're staying safe out there. I know the holidays can be a torrid and hard time for people. So make sure you reach out to somebody. There are people out there that genuinely care about you and would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So reach out, talk to somebody. My social medias are right in the description as well, right underneath that Patreon link. Give me a follow, say hi, send me a message. I promise I won't be mean as long as you're not mean. All right. I gotta update that list down there because there's many other social medias that are probably more worth my time than some of the ones I'm on right now. Until next time, guys, I can't wait to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next one's called. Collar. I wonder what that's about. I'll see you then.